The media seems to be coming back around to focusing on and coddling all their pet Republicans, the Adam Kinzingers of the world, the Liz Cheneys, the Paul Ryans. And the goal appears to be to make people believe, to make actual conservatives believe that it's okay to support or plan to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, literally the most far left progressive ticket that we've ever had in this country. Or if they don't plan to vote for them, they expect them to believe that it's okay to just sit it out. And if you have to, just let her win, right? They want you to believe that that's the principled conservative thing to do. They want you to believe that the principled conservative thing to do is to let the pack the court, blow up the filibuster, end private insurance, price-fixing communists take over. And I'm here to tell you, there is no universe that makes any sense at all. I mean, these are just people with a closet case of TDS, and they're trying to cope live on TV, right? There is no possible way that this strategy is going to influence anyone. And that's where Joe Kernan on CNBC comes in, man. This guy has been on an island all by himself on the NBC networks. He's been a one-man band sounding the alarm on Kamala Harris and all her insane economic policies, man. And Pat Toomey, an old school Republican senator from Pennsylvania, a guy, honestly, that I used to respect quite a lot. Apparently, Trump broke his brain, too.
And you look at the presidential race. You guys like Paul Ryan, that tell me, you give me a list of reasons why Kamala Harris would be the worst thing to ever happen, but still won't vote for Trump and say something like, well, it's not really a vote for Harris, and I just can't. Yeah, because it is a binary choice. So a vote not for Trump is a vote for Harris.
So a couple of things. First of all, I voted for Donald Trump.
I know you did, but
16
but
and
we're
in
not
2020.
talking about.
But when you lose an election and you try to overturn the results so that you can stay in power,
we all are familiar.
You lose me. You lose me at that point.
Then so you prefer Kamala Harris.
Hold on.
You would prefer Kamala Harris.
I acknowledge that the outcome is a binary situation, but my choice is not. I have the choice, and you and I are just going to disagree on this.
What if it came down to one vote, and it was yours that put Kamala Harris, then it is yours.
It is an acceptable position for me to say that neither of these candidates can be my choice for president.
It's going to be one. 28% corporate taxes, 45% capital gains.
I get it. So the answer to that is Republican control of the Senate. And that is absolutely essential. If the other side runs the table, then Katie barred the door. They will repeal the filibuster, and they will be dragged by their left wing, which clearly is in charge now. And I think Kamala Harris proved that with her vice presidential election. And it's huge tax increases. It's probably some version of Medicare for all. It might even get to an expansion of the Supreme Court because there will be no breaks. But the good news is, I think Republicans are going to take the Senate.
Right. Perhaps, but there's plenty of regulatory moves, as we've seen from Biden. There's sort of executive orders. There's plenty of things that even if the Senate does.
Well, yes, there is damage that will be done there. However, a Republican Senate can mitigate that also by its power of confirmation, and they've got to hang tough on some of these nominees.
The best you can hope for is maybe a defensive gridlock type situation where the worst case scenario doesn't happen. The filibuster's not ended. The Supreme Court doesn't go to 18 people.
Exactly.
We don't make it a civil offense to cross the border. We end the filibuster. All
of those things don't happen if Republicans are in control of the Senate.
This is not a principled conservative stance, man. This is as juvenile as it gets. All this is Trump deranged copium. I mean, you cannot, A, be okay with real regulatory damage that far leftists can do with basically just a stroke of a pen. And B, you cannot put your hopes and dreams into strategic gridlock or believe in the Republicans' power of confirmation. I mean, these people can be made to confirm anything. I mean, Ketanji Brown did not give one acceptable answer during her confirmation hearings, and she sits on the Supreme Court, right? Because here's the thing, man. When Republicans are in a herd, Republicans are as weak as you could possibly be, right? And Pat Toomey should know, man. He had some pretty weak moments himself. And another thing that bothers me, man, he talks about control of Congress. And here's the thing. Even if that happens, I believe it will. But even if it does, that's no magical outcome. They have to gain control in 2024. and they got to maintain control in 2026. And that's a pretty damn tall order when you're up against that machine, man. And just the foundation of his argument, does he actually believe that Donald Trump tried to overthrow the government? I mean, what freaking planet is this dude on? I mean, somebody had to pay for this. I mean, someone had to have paid for this, right? But you got to love Joe Kernan, man. I mean, right between the eyes. He said it's a binary choice. So apparently you prefer Kamala Harris. And this guy, he says, the outcome is binary, but my choice is not. I'm not even sure what the hell that's even supposed to mean. I mean, I don't think anyone like that really actually exists in the real world. I mean, if you are so principled that you'll hand over the keys to a blind man to keep someone you heard CNN say maybe has a drinking problem from driving, you're not principled. You're a fool. You're a complete and total fool. But that's all I got, man. I thought you'd appreciate seeing that. Joe Kernan, man. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.